Well, hello everybody. Welcome to the first three rounds of the 2025 U.S. Open at Oakmont Country Club. The winner in the real world U.S. Open tournament that year, J.J. Spahn. So I set him to the side. He will be in the afternoon group for as far as um, trying to qualify. There are a total of 99 golfers. I have 86 golfers here in two stacks of 43. In the morning group and the afternoon group. We have 12 golfers from the Live Tour. So I'm going to mix in 6 in the morning group and 6 in the afternoon group. And then JJ Spahn will also go in the afternoon group. So the morning group's going to have 49 golfers. The afternoon group's going to have 50 golfers for a total of 99. So I'm going to go ahead and just intermix these Live golfers randomly in here. And then we'll give them a good shuffle as well. So that's the morning group. Afternoon group. Put these in here. And we'll give these a good shuffle before we get going with those also. So the morning group and the afternoon group and JJ Spahn, I will put those to the side. And we will deal with those after we finish the morning group. So making the cut. That's where we're at, making the cut. We're going to do what it says here. If we get a result of 14, 34, or 66, we'll have what they call outstanding golfer, and we'll see if we have any outstanding golfers that will move on to the third round as an outstanding golfer. So since we have a total of 49 here, and we're supposed to have 8 stacks, that's going to end up being a total of 6 in some stacks, 7 in the others. So I'm going to shuffle them one more time now that we've added the Live golfers in there. I'm going to shuffle these up. And I'm just going to make 8 stacks evenly until they run out. And the last couple groups will probably be short by a few, but that's okay. So we're going to have our 8 stacks. And we're just going to count them out. I mean, the book, of course, obviously says you can guesstimate this, but I'm kind of OCD when it comes to something like this, and I prefer to be exact, and it only takes an extra minute or so. If anybody's timing me, this is probably taking a minute at best to do it this way. So I'll give up an extra minute to get a little bit more preciseness. Okay, so we've got 8 groups, and we have a total of 6 golfers per group. That's 48 golfers, and the extra golfer will go here in the first group. So the first group's going to have 7. The other groups are going to have 6. And these are going for to make the cut or miss the cut. We'll go to our first grouping, and any ties all advance to make the cut. So if we want to around any ties, if it's a tie, then they'll both make it. So we're going to roll our 2d6s and see what the chart tells us. We get a 12. 12 says draw 1 golfer, choose top remaining. So only 2 golfers are going to make the cut out of this first group. The guy we draw off the top, and then the top remaining. So the guy off the top that's going to make the cut is Colin Morikawa. He makes the cut. And now only the top golfer in this group will make the cut. The rest of them will not. So Keegan Bradley, last week's winner, right now is the top golfer. Can anybody beat him out? Aberg is also a 2B. Patrick Reed is a 2L, but for majors, he's a 4C, so he doesn't make it either. So Olesen, Taylor, Kirk, and Patrick Reed from the Live Tour all missed the cut. Aberg and Bradley, since they tie goes forward, they make the cut. Go to our next group. We get a 24. 24 says draw 2 golfers and choose top 2 remaining. So out of these 6 golfers, 4 are going to make it. So the top 2 are going to make it as far as draw, and that's DeChambeau and Wyndham Clark. They're going to make it. Now the top 2 of the final 4 will make it. So let's see who the top 2 are. Ryan Fox is a 4A and Burns is a 2C. So that means Vegas and Van Ruin do not make it. Burns and box due. Next grouping, 25. 25 says draw 3 golfers, top 2 remaining. So only one golfer is not going to make it. So we're going to draw the first 3 off the top are going to make it. Aaron Rye, Rasmus Hojgaard, and Chris Goddard. They're going to make it. And then the top 2 of these last 3 are going to make it. Andrew Novak's a 2B. He'll make it. Fitzpatrick a 2C, but Zach Blair does not make it. Next group, 14. 14, we're going to get our first outstanding golfer. So we're going to draw 3 golfers. The top remaining becomes the outstanding. The first 3 are the top 3 off the deck, and that's going to be Ben Griffin, Ryan Gerard, and Thomas Dietrich. They'll all make it. But now the top golfer of these 3 will be an outstanding golfer. The other 2 will miss the cut. So we're going to have Matsuyama is the outstanding golfer. He's a 2C. Michael Kim and Eric Cole will miss the cut. So Hideki Matsuyama is an outstanding golfer already. He is an outstanding golfer. Now we move up our groupings. We get a 26. 26 says draw 4 golfers, choose top 2 remaining. Well, that's everybody because there's only 6 in the group. So everybody's going to make the cut. Graceman, Hughes, Dunlap, Woodland, Henley, and Mark Leishman. They're all going to make the cut because there's only 6 in the group. Now we get a 25 again. Draw 3 golfers, top 2 remaining. So again, only one guy is going to miss the cut here. But we're going to draw the top 3, the first 3, Berger, Dustin Johnson, and Kevin Velo are going to make the cut. And then 2 of these top 3 are going to make the cut. We got Bridgman and we got Fishburne will make the cut. Tristan Lawrence will not make the cut. And ideally, you want to end up with around 70, maybe 75 golfers going into the 3rd round. That's the goal. 36. Draw 3 golfers, top 3 remaining. Well, all 6 golfers are going to make it because there's only 6 in the group here. So all these guys, even Phil Mickelson, will make the cut. Fleetwood, Cantley, all these guys make the cut. And now the final 6 in the morning group. We get a 45. And that's going to be draw 1 golfer, top 4 remaining. So there's only going to be one guy that's going to miss the cut. We'll take the draw golfer, and that is Joaquin Neiman. He'll make the cut. And now it says take the top 4 remaining out of these 5. So only the worst golfer of these 5 is not going to make it. And the worst golfer ends up being Tom Kim. He's not going to make it. But Jordan Spieth, Bezahooten, Poston, and Glover are all going to make the cut from the morning group. So these are the guys that make the cut from the morning group. We're going to count them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, and 38 with Matsuyama. So there's 38 in the morning group that make the cut. And that's just fine. If we get 38 in the afternoon and have 76 golfers, that'll be just fine. So the guys that miss the cut, they'll go try again next week. The morning people that pass the cut, we'll put them over here out of the way. Now we'll bring in the afternoon group, which includes JJ Spawn. We'll put JJ right here in the middle, and then we'll shuffle them and just do a rinse and repeat. I'm going to keep Matsuyama up here as the outstanding golfer, even though he's from the morning group. And we'll shuffle these guys up and do the same thing. And it should be that the first 2 groups have 7 golfers. Everybody else has 6. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we'll just plug along until you run out of cards, basically. There are some golfers in the U.S. Open itself that were not carded, amateurs and players from overseas and whatnot. But everybody who I have a card for that appeared at the U.S. Open to at least try to qualify for it is in this field. I went through and hand selected all those guys out. So if you don't see a golfer, it's because they didn't show up at the U.S. Open to play. And then the final two will have extra. So the first two groups have 7. Everybody else has 6. And now we're ready to go for group number 1 of the afternoon session. Oops, I'm dropping my die all over the place. Now I just dropped my D6 and I don't know where it went. Gotta try to find this sucker. Hate when that happens. And these dice are small, so I did find it. These dice are small, so they're very easily to roll somewhere else. Who knows where it goes? All right, here we go. 46. 46. Draw one golfer, choose top 4 remaining. So the draw golfer to make the cut is Siwoo Kim. And now we're going to take the top 4 remaining. So Davis Thompson's in trouble. Highsmith's in trouble. Actually, Will Chandler is there, so Highsmith's going to make it. So we got Mark Hubbard, Sunjay M, Corey Connors, and Highsmith. They all make the cut. The guys with 6s by their name, Will Chandler and Davis Thompson, do not. 26. 26 says draw 4 golfers, choose top 2 remaining. So only one guy is not going to make it. So the 4 that we draw from, Trevor Cohn, Scotty Scheffler, Minwoo Lee, and Sam Stevens make the cut. And now the top 2 remaining out of these 3, we got Ben Campbell, Jackson Coiven, and Carlos Ortiz. So Ben Campbell's not going to make it from the Live Tour. But the amateur, Jackson Coiven, I think he just won a tournament recently, Real World. So a couple weeks ago, I think. So he's certainly an up-and-comer. It does say limited appearances, so I'm only putting him in on the actual tournaments he played. So that's a 14, and that means we have another outstanding golfer that's going to join Matsuyama. So we're going to draw 3 golfers, and then the top guy left is going to be the outstanding golfer. So we have Davis Riley, Emiliano Grillo, and Matt Wallace make the cut. Top golfer out of this group is going to be Justin Rose. He'll be an outstanding golfer. Tom Hogue and Matthew Pavone missed the cut. So at least we have 2 outstanding golfers. We get a 55. 55 says top 5 golfers. Well, there's 6 in here, so only the worst guy is not going to make it. And so we got Denny McCarty. He's going to make it. Cam Young's going to make it. Justin Thomas is going to make it. Brooks Koepka and Matt McCarty are going to make it. Victor Perez with a 6A does not make it. So Koepka from the Live Tour makes it. Although it says he's 6A from majors. So actually they're all going to make it because I just noticed that he's 6A from majors. So actually these guys tie and we carry ties over. So they're all going to make it. 13, draw 2 golfers, take top golfer remaining. So we're going to draw 2, Jason Day and Xander Schauffele. They're going to make it. And now the top golfer left out of the 4 is going to make it. And that's going to be John Rahm. He's a 1L. Or he's a 2A for majors, I should say. 2A for majors. And that beats out the 2B from McIntyre. So unfortunately, Robert McIntyre, who I think finished 2nd in the real tournament, is going to actually miss the cut. Just a bad break for Robert McIntyre. Just a bad break, that's all. That's the way it goes. 12, that is draw 1 golfer, choose top remaining. So again, we're only going to have limited people here. So draw 1 golfer, and that's Sepp Straka. He's going to make it. And now the top remaining, Bud Cauley's a 3B. Brian Harmon's a 3A, so it beats him out. And Adam Scott's a 3A. So both these guys are going to make it. Adam Scott and Brian Harmon make it. Niergaard Peterson, Bud Cauley, and Ahn are going to miss it. 2 groups left, and we still haven't seen our real world winner, J.J. Spahn, yet. Certainly hope he makes the cut at least. 14, and we're back to the draw outstanding golfer again. Draw 3 golfers and take top outstanding. So 3-golfer draw is Lanto Griffin, Justin Lower, and Doug Gim. And then the outstanding golfer remaining, JJ Spawn. He's going to be an outstanding golfer. Harris English and Ashke Patia will not make it. But JJ Spawn comes up as an outstanding golfer, joining Justin Rose and Hideki Matsuyama. Those are the 3 outstanding golfers that we have. Final selections, 44. Draw 1 golfer, choose top 4 remaining. So only 1 guy's not going to make it. The draw golfer is Tony Finau. He'll make it. And now 4 of the top 5 will make it. Roy McIlroy obviously makes it. Shane Lowry makes it. Tyrell Hatton, who's a 2C for majors, he makes it. And now Brian Campbell is going to beat out Cam Davis. So Cam Davis will not make it. So these are the guys that made the cut. We'll count them up plus add the 2 outstanding golfers and get a total. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 34, 36. So we got 36 in the afternoon group, 38 in the morning group for a total of 74, and that's just fine. Actually, it works out perfectly, almost. Missed it by 1 being perfect. But if we had 4 outstanding golfers, it would be perfect because we'd have the 7 groups of 10 and then the 1 group of 4. But that's going to be slightly off. So we bring in our morning make cut group and the afternoon make cut group. And we got our 3 outstanding golfers in their own group. Now that's the end of the first 2 rounds. Now we move on to round 3. And in round 3, let's bring this down a little bit. Round 3, we're going to have our positioning. And we're also going to see which golfers have perks or issues. Who's going to make the top 12 and who out of that top 12 has perks and issues to roll on. All right, so the outstanding golfers get their own little grouping with just the 3 of them. So they'll be their own group. We're going to take the morning group and the afternoon group and put them all together and shuffle them up. There's a total of 71 golfers in this group. So we're going to we need 7 stacks of 10, and 1 stack will actually have 11 because we're going to have 1 too many. But it should work out where all 7 stacks have 10 and the final stack has 11, or the first stack doesn't come back around. So we're going to lay them out, stacks of 7. And we're just going to plop it on down here. Again, I could just count off 10 and plop them down, but I'd rather do it this way. A little better mixture, hopefully. Like I said, this only takes a minute, minute and a half tops. So I don't think overall in about a 40-something minute broadcast, or at least well over a half hour anyway, probably half hour to 40-minute broadcast, that taking an extra couple of seconds. Some of these cards might have gotten stuck together, so I'll have to double check that. They can do that sometimes. And that may have happened because I think I'm going to come up short here. I think one of them stuck together. So I think this group actually, the third group, I think actually has more. I think everybody else has where they're supposed to be. So we've got our 7 groups plus our outstanding group, which I'm going to put up here to the side and do them last. We will use the decider die because now any tie has to be broken by the decider die. And I've got our pegs here to put down for whoever is going to have a chance to roll on the perks and issues chart. So I'm going to bring this down because I need to make room for our stacks over here. Once we start getting A's and A minuses and A pluses and B pluses and all that stuff, we're going to need that. So we're going to start with this first group. And now we're over to the third round. And anything that hits this little symbol here is going to roll for a perk or issue. But pretty much it's the same routine. We get a 36. 36 says top golfer contends with A minus. All right, so let's take the top golfer out of this group, and he will contend with an A minus. Right now, let's see, Neiman's a 4A in majors. So he's a 4. He's not going to cut it. Koiven's a 2B. Could he contend? Nope. DeChambeau is 1C for majors, so he's out there as a 1C. I think he's going to win the day here. So Bryson DeChambeau is going to qualify as an A minus. No perk, but he's going to qualify as an A minus. Then it says low golfer finishes D minus. Everybody else finishes C minus. So the low golfer is going to be Lanto Griffin and Nick Dunlap. They're going to tie. I'm not even going to roll it off because it doesn't even matter. And everybody else is going to finish with a C minus. So Jackson Koiven, Joaquin Neiman, Jason Day, Colin Morikawa, Andrew Novak, Carlos Ortiz, and Sungjae M all finished C minus. And the difference between a C minus and a D minus is not really worth rolling for, or else I would have rolled it off. But here we go. Next grouping. We get a 16. 16 says draw golfer contends with A minus and gets the roll for a perk. This is the draw golfer, not the best golfer, but the draw golfer. So the draw golfer will join DeChambeau at A minus and will roll for a perk. And that is Jordan Spieth. He's going to roll for a perk. Now, it says top golfer contends with A. So the top golfer will go right here, wherever the top golfer is. We got Echeverria and Young at 3Cs. Can anybody? I'm sorry, Adam Scott is a 3A. He's the top golfer right now. Yep, he's the top golfer. He'll be in an A. Top golfer is an A. Let's see, 16. Wait a minute, 16. Did I roll that? 16 A minus. Oh, okay, that's what I already got here. So top golfer contends with A. And everybody else finishes D plus. So all these guys are going to finish D plus. Cam Young, Echeverria, Siwoo Kim, Perez, Matt Wallace, Gary Woodland, Davis Riley, and Sam Stevens all finish D plus. So right now we have 3 golfers. We need 12. We got 3 of them right now. Let's go to this grouping, and we get a 13. And that says draw golfer contends with an A plus. So how about that? The guy right on top, and that's Bezahooten. He's going to be at least one of our potential leaders. And he, Bezahooten, I got to figure out how to pronounce that name. I will by the 4th round. Let's see here. 13. Top golfer contends with A minus. So top golfer left will be in the A minus category. Pendrith is a 3. Harmon's a 3A, so that beats him out. Koepka's not going to make it. McCarthy is a 1C, but he's a 4C in the 3rd round, so that keeps him out. Russell Henley's a 1B, though, so he's going to make it. And that beats everybody else out. So he is in the A minus category as the top golfer. And everybody else finishes C plus. So that's Pendrith, Poston, Koepka, Grillo, McCarthy, Harmon, Leishman, and Campbell, and Lee all get C pluses. Next group. We get a 23. 23, draw golfer contends with an A. So draw golfer contends right here. And that's going to be Tony Finau. He contends with an A. 23. Others contend B plus. So that means they could make a late charge. You never know. So that everybody else is going to be a B plus, and that's going to be Mickelson, Glover, Straka, McCarty, Gracerman, Hojard, Dietrich, Bridgman, and Scotty Scheffler. They're all B pluses, but they could certainly either join the field if we don't get enough golfers here, or they can make a late charge in the back 9 on Sunday. So they're not out of it by any means. Next grouping. 14. 14 says top golfer contends with A. So the top golfer out of this grouping. McNeely's a 2A. Justin Thomas is a 1C, so he now has the advantage. He's a 1C. Can anybody top that? No, they cannot. So Justin Thomas as a 1C is the top golfer, and he contends with an A. So he's going to be right here contending with an A. No perk, but he'll contend with an A. And everybody else finishes with a regular C. So Maverick McNeely, Tyrell Hatton, Chris Gotterup, Mackenzie Hughes, Aaron Rye, Ryan Gerard, Kevin Velo, Trevor Cohn, and Doug Kim all finished with C's here at Oakmont. 2 groups remaining, plus the outstanding group. And it's another 14. I think it's the same thing we just had. Top guy is an A, everybody else is a C. So the top guy, Patrick Cantlay, is a 2C. John Rahm's a 2A for major, so he will beat him out. But McElroy's a 1B, so John Rahm gets beat out. 1B for McElroy. That's going to be tough to beat. Although Ben Griffin is a 1B in the 3rd round. So all these other guys didn't make it. And they're going to be in the C category. So Patrick Cantlay, Shane Lowry, John Rahm, Ludwig Oberg, Sam Burns, Dustin Johnson, Highsmith, and Connors all get regular C's. And now we got a critical roll-off between McElroy and Griffin, because McElroy's a 1B and Griffin's a 1B in the 3rd round. It says it right there, 1B in the 3rd round, and we are in the 3rd round. So this is where the decider die will come in. Going to roll for Griffin and then for McElroy. Griffin's got a dot, so McElroy has to get the dot or he does not make it. He makes it, so we're going to re-roll again. Griffin, he's got the dot. McElroy, he does not, so McElroy goes into the C category. Bad tournament for McElroy. Griffin, by making it as the top golfer, he will be in the A category, Ben Griffin. So he's in the A category. Now we have the 7th group. And we get a 12. 12 says top golfer contends with A+. So we got a top golfer that's going to tie Mr. Bez over here. Top golfer Tommy Fleetwood's a 1C. See if they can beat him out. Softly's a 3A in the 3rd round. It'll be tough to beat a 1C. Keegan Bradley, last week's winner, is not going to make it. Yep, so Tommy Fleetwood's going to make it as the top golfer as an A+. Everybody else finishes B-. So we got Bradley, Lower, Schauffele, Clark, Fox, Fitzpatrick, Berger, Hubbard, and Fishburne all get B-. And they are pretty much out of contention. In fact, they are out of contention. And now we go to our outstanding golfers. I'm going to roll for that. Right now we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I only got 9. We need 12. So a couple guys in this B+ grouping, particularly Scotty Scheffler, are going to actually make the top 12 now. So we're going to go ahead and roll on this and see what happens. We get a 44. 44 says all golfers contend with B+. How about that? So every one of these guys is going to be B+. Spahn, Matsuyama, and Rose. Now, Spahn and Rose have good ratings, so they could actually be used to fill in the gap for the missing players. So right now we need 12 total. Right now we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. We need 3 more golfers from the B+ category, and the 3 golfers will be B+. And so by default, Scheffler is a 1A. He's going to be on there. Spahn's a 2A. He's going to be on there. Rose is a 2C. He's probably going to be on there. But can anybody else beat any of these guys? Glover's a 2C. But Straka's a 2B, so I think it's going to beat out the 2Cs. Anybody else do anything? Bridgman's a 2C as well, but I think that's going to be it. I think we just need the 3. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Yep, we needed 3 golfers, and there they are. The 2 2As and a 1B, or 1A rather. So we're going to have Scheffler, Spahn, and Straka all be in the B+ category. So at least the guy who won the tournament real world is in the final 12, which is kind of nice. Only 2 golfers are going to roll for perks and issues, And they are Bezahooten and Jordan Spieth. So we're going to roll for the perks and issues. First for Bez over there. That's a 66 for Bez. 66 is gain extra control. So Bez will gain extra control. Is it till further notice? No, it's not. Just this tournament here. So we already know that Bez and Spieth are in the final grouping. We already know that. Bez and Spieth are in the final grouping, so we can put them in the score sheet. And we're going to put Spieth, and I'm just going to put Bez because I don't want to have to spell that name out. But Bez has extra control, which means anytime we roll a 4, even if the course would control, Bez would control. Now we roll for Jordan Spieth, a 6-5 for Jordan Spieth. 6-5, always a rust putter. So Jordan Spieth, normally a neutral putter, now becomes a rust putter, and that comes into play on clutch putting. But he is a rust putter. So if he gets clutch putts, he can be in trouble. He is a rust putter. I got that on the score sheet as well. In the majors, like the U.S. Open, they do go in pairs, not in threesomes, so I am using the score sheet with the pairs. So we know Bezahooten and Fleetwood are going to be in the first 2 pairs. So actually, I messed up putting Spieth down here. I messed that up because I was thinking that Spieth was in the top group, and he's not. It's Bez, and it is Fleetwood. So wherever Spieth's going to go, he's going to be a rust putter, but I got to figure out where he's going to actually be. So Tommy Fleetwood and Bez will be your final pairing of the day. Then we need to get the scores to figure out everything else, but we know the top 2 guys are going to be here. So we're going to roll for our scores, and the scores are done by this chart. JJ Spawn shot a 283 real world 1 under. So 283 is basically in the over 277 category. So the A plus is 209 or 210, depending on the dot. So Bez, he gets a 209. Fleetwood, 210. So Bez actually is going to have a 1-shot lead. He's going to be at 209 and be in first place, sole possession of first place. And Fleetwood's going to be 1 shot back at 210. Now we're going to roll for the A's. So the A's are going to be either 211 or 212, depending on the dot. So Adam Scott, he's a 212. Finau, he's a 211. So we know Finau is a 211. Tony Finau. And now Justin Thomas, he's a 211. Justin Thomas. And then Ben Griffin, he's a 212. So Scott and Griffin will be 212s, 3 shots back. They'll be tied for 4th. Finau and Thomas are tied for 3rd. And that gives us the pairings we need. So the next to last pairing is going to be Finau and Thomas. And Scott and Griffin will be the next to last, or 3rd to last pairing, where they have their 2 10s or 2 12 scores. Now we go to A minus. A minus, it's either going to be 213 or 214. So we start with DeChambeau. He's a 214. Jordan Spieth, he's a 214. Russell Henley, 2-4. All of them are 214s. So they're all 5 shots back. So we're going to have DeChambeau. They're going to be 5 shots back. Jordan Spieth. And these are going to be tied for 7th place. Three-way tie for 7th, along with Henley. 5 shots back. So we're going to have DeChambeau, Jordan Spieth, They're going to be in the third pairing. In the second pairing out, we're going to have Russell Henley and Scotty Scheffler. And the first pairing out, we're going to have J.J. Spaun and Sepp Straka. All right, so we know that Jordan Spieth has a rust putter. So we put in here he's rust. So the issue for Jordan Spieth is he's a rust putter. And we know that Bez gets extra control. But there are your, let's go ahead and put in the actual scores too. So these guys are going to be 6 back, tied for 10th with a score of 215. And that is Scheffler, Spaun, and Straka. All right, so that's the way we begin the 4th round right there. There is your top 12, and those are the final 6 pairings of the tournament. Fleetwood and Bez in the final group, Finau and Thomas in the second to last group, Adam Scott and Ben Griffin in the third to last group, Bryson DeChambeau and Jordan Spieth in this group, Russell Henley, Scotty Scheffler here, J.J. Spaun, and Sepp Straka there. So I will play the front 9 offline, and we'll pick it back up on Sunday when the last grouping is going to begin their 10th hole. And when that happens, we're going to be also at the 15th hole, which means we're going to be looking for the guys to possibly in this B+ grouping to be able to make a move. There's nobody in the B category, so you don't have to worry about B categories, just B pluses. So that means Matsuyama, Mickelson, Rose, Glover, Bridgman, McCarty, Gracerman, Hogard, and Dietrich. One of these guys could make a late charge. They could be an emerging contender. Now, nobody got any chips in this result. No one got any chips. So we don't have any chips to start, but I will go ahead and set up the board for the final round. And I'll get the other golfers. I can keep them in their right stacks so they know who gets the right amount of points in the point standings. Got them over here. Now we can take this out of here, and we'll just put in the Bez is your leader by 1 shot over Tommy Fleetwood. Finau and Thomas are 2 shots back. And then we have Scott and Griffin 3 shots back. 5 shots back are going to be DeChambeau. Let's move this out of the way. DeChambeau, Spieth, and Henley are going to be 5 shots back. And then Scheffler, Spaun, and Straka are going to be 6 shots back. So these guys have to be on the lookout, because if they get a bogey or something, they fall off the contending list. So Scheffler and Spaun, really, and Straka all have to be careful. It behoove them to make a birdie on the first hole or something to get a chance to move up. And so the way it is set up, J.J. Spaun will have the honors when that starts on the front 9. But that's the way it looks right now. That's how it's going to be set up and run. And we're going to play the front 9 offline, and then I'll come back and on Sunday with the back 9 of the U.S. Open. Got all my dice here and my chips and everything all ready to go, so I can play this offline. And I've got the course all ready to go. And the course that Play.com calls it, the course name they use, is the Fonz, I guess it's Fonz or Fonz Country Club in Plum, Pennsylvania. This is the course that is acting as Oakmont. So very tough, daunting, and challenging first hole. So these guys here have to watch out. And if they bogey the first hole, they're out of contention. They got another daunting hole on the second hole. They don't really get a birdie hole until the 4th hole, because the first 3 holes are either daunting or semi-daunting. So they don't really get a good chance until they get to a par 5. But even that's not the best chance in the world. The fact that the winning score was -1 means that most players were over par. So it's a good chance that these 6 golfers could bogey themselves right off the mat before the top golfers even get started. But that's why you roll the dice. You never know what's going to happen. So we're right at the 40-minute mark, which is long enough for this. No need to ramble any further. Give you one last look at the leaderboard and the pairings as they're going to go out. And we'll pick this up on Sunday afternoon with the back 9 for the final round. So until next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play. I choose to play it, and we'll see you all down the road.